going on, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. Now, today I'm gonna be doing a two-part episode, and this episode will be released early on in the day at 12 noon, and then I will be doing another recording with my one of my returning guests, Daniel Martin, to the show, and we're gonna be talking about everything that we'll discuss on at San Diego Comic-Con. But for right now, for this episode right now, we're gonna touch on everything, and we're gonna go over the Espys Award winners, Vince McMahon retiring from WWE, and we got a movie review for Nope. And also, we're gonna be going over all the updates and news from this week. So without further ado, let's get started with our first topic today. So we got a topic here. It says, "Move over, Tyler Perry. A black woman will own a $135 multi-million-dollar production studio in Atlanta." Ooh wee! Looks like Atlanta becoming that black Hollywood. Well, some of y'all might have to move down there. Yeah, you know what it is. And this coming from blackenterprises.com. "A black woman is now a majority owner of a new multi-million-dollar film TV studio in Atlanta." The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reports. Tammy Williams has over 25 years experience in film and television industry. She has written and produced a projects such as film, biographies, documentaries, entertainment, and news shows, according to her bio via IMDb. Williams has owned her first digital production company called Telemid Films in 2016, and is now the first black woman to own a $135 million studio and post-production faculty space in Atlanta, Georgia. Williams and her business partner Gary Gurman, an investor and CEO of G Square Events and Black Proponents Collective, founded by Cinema South Studios. "We have been patient," she said. "There's nothing been an overnight thing. This vision is for us." Williams has worked towards making her dreams a reality for 12 years. They will begin a break ground in March for Cinema South Studios, located north of the county. The studio will operate 60 acres and intended to have 11 sound stages, a backlog, a prop house, a wardrobe rental factory, and a light grid rental house. The production factory will include a transportation company and an office building to house a theater and post-production faculties, report AJFC. Williams aimed to have 2 sound stages operated by the first quarter of 2023. The demand for sound stages is happening globally. The ownership rarely looks at us, let alone an African American woman, says Gray, says in an official release, reports AJFC. "When we choose to invest, I elevate the need for the business and ownership invested in Tammy Williams and her team of professionals convinced me that buying the land of Federal, Georgia." Cinema South will serve an umbrella of Williams Production and Tammy Films. It will host an education section of Films Workshop and Cinema South Film Academy, where she will conduct job training seminars. Currently, Tyler Perry Studios in Georgia is the largest film studio in the United States, and established Perry as the first African American out to own a major film production studio. This is really good. So a lot of Atlanta is getting a lot of studios for a lot of filming. So this definitely gonna open up for a lot of jobs, and also for a lot of a great career for anyone that wants to be in the film industry. So I'm loving everything that was reported here. So I can't wait to see how this looks. But everything else is looking good. And moving on, we got the full list of the 2022 Espys Winners Awards. I'm gonna go the majority of the awards. So I got my ones right here that I chosen. For Sports Heritage Team of the Year goes to the Denver Broncos. Best MMA fighter goes to Charles Oliveira. Best MLB player goes to Sunsi Alta from the Los Angeles Angels. Best NFL player goes to Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers. And the best NBA player goes to Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. Best game goes to Kansas City defeating the Buffalo Bills in the overtime thriller in the AFC Division round game. And best championship performance goes to Cooper Cup from the Los Angeles Rams in this year's the Super Bowl. And of course, best team goes to the Golden State Warriors. Well, the Golden State Warriors they really won most of everything. And Steph Curry also won best record-breaking performance. And so Stephen Curry passed Ray Allen for most three-pointers in NBA history. And Cody Rhodes wins the best WWE moment in Cody Rhodes' return to WWE at this year's WrestleMania. And Tyson Fury won best boxer. And Golden State Warriors Klay Thompson won best combat athlete. So that's the majority of the awards that I got over here. So again, congratulations to all the other winners of the other categories. So congratulations to y'all as well. So moving on, continuing with sports. Vince McMahon has finally announced his retirement as chairman and CEO of WWE. So, you guys, I know how I feel, and we've been touching about this on We Respect the Comment podcast. Part of me says, thank you for all the good times. Thank you for the Attitude Era. Thank you for the Ruthless Aggression Era. And thank you for all the good stuff that you brought on. And part of me says, finally, you need to retire. Things are not going as the way it should be. So it's time for you to step down. So that's the final. So this is what Variety has to say about this report. Vince McMahon announced that he's retiring from WWE. An ongoing misconduct investigation has been undertaken by the company's board of directors. So this is what Vince McMahon has to say. I am approached 77 years old. I feel like it's time for me to retire as chairman and CEO of WWE. McMahon said in a statement released by the sports entertainment company. Throughout the years, it has been a privilege to help WWE bring you joy, inspire you, thrill you, surprise you, and always entertain you. I would like to thank my family for the most of contributing to our success. And I would like to thank all of our past, present superstars and employees for their dedication and passion for our brand. Most importantly, I would like to thank our fans for allowing us into your homes every week, being your choice of entertainment. I hold the deepest appreciated and admiration for our generation of fans and all over the world who have liked and currently like and sometimes even love our form of sports entertainment. So in case y'all don't know, Vince McMahon's daughter Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan are now the co-CEOs and chair persons of WWE right now. Triple H is back in charge. He's in charge of talent relations. So this is sign of good news. And in case y'all didn't know, WWE is back in TV 14. It's no longer a TV PG no more. It's back in TV 14. So that's another good sign. But there's still a couple of rodents that are still there that needs to go. Now, John Laurinaitis is gone. Thank God. So Kevin Dunn is on his way out. So we got to get rid of Bruce Pritchard, aka Brother Left. I love you. Yeah, we got to get rid of him. So once we get rid of him, then WWE will be on better terms. But like I said, in terms of Vince McMahon retiring, part of me says finally you need to step down. Your time is done. And part of me says, thank you for all the good memories. Okay, so I'm gonna stay stay light here and be respectful here. So in terms of that, but other than that, let's move on. So like I said, I got a movie review for y'all, and that's Jordan Peele's latest movie called Nope, and it stars Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, Stephen Yeun, and Keith Davis. So, in the film, two ranch ranger siblings attempted to catch a video evidence of an unidentified flying object. Now, when I watched Jordan Peele's last films that he directed, Get Out and Us, I kind of understand where he was going in terms of like when you make it a horror film and go by a different genre. For example, in Get Out, it was more like a psychological the thriller. Us was like a slasher film, and now Nope here is kind of like a science fictional monster movie, kind of like similar to close kind of the third kind, Signs, and Jaws. So yeah. So every time you watch this movie, the suspense and the intensity and was there every time. So I love the brother and sister dynamic between Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer, who played as OJ and M. So OJ was kind of the person who tried to keep the family business intact after their father's legacy, who died in the beginning of the film. Well, that's not really much of a spoiler there, guys. If you guys saw the trailer, so you kind of knew that part. So that's not really much of a spoiler, okay? So yeah, so OJ is trying to keep up with the family business while M see fame and fortune. So and I will say this film is definitely a love letter to all the film crew that don't get a lot of credit behind the scenes. And like when you guys watch the first act of the movie, you kind of understand what I'm going from there. So you got it kind of hits on there, and also in the climax as well. So you kind of understand whatever going from there. But it's definitely like I said, it's definitely a love letter to all the film crew that don't get a lot of credit behind the scenes. So yeah, kind of understand there. So so in the movie, they have like certain chapters like they you see all the different names for all the horses that's in the movie. Now, there was one animal that was mentioned in the movie, and was a chimpanzee monkey, which had, which I thought it really had make no sense in the main plot of the movie. But as I would continue watching the movie, so I was like, now I kind of understand. It's like it has a subplot to the movie. It has like a connection to one of the main / supporting characters in the movie. So I kind of understand where that was coming from. So at times the movie's not really as bloody as it is. So the scenes with all the scenes with the monkey, that's those scenes was like really bloody as heck. Oh, like, oh my goodness. So yeah, so and also and I was waiting for that perfect moment when a person sees something flying through the air, or something, like somebody happened, and they was like, nope, I'm not doing it. So yeah, they definitely did that. I was like, yes, I was waiting for them to do that. So yeah, so I definitely it was definitely a good movie. not that all great, but it was definitely keep you entertained, especially Kiki Palmer's character M. She's the most. She was. I think she was the most funniest in the movie. So yeah. So I would definitely give this movie a B plus rating. So it was definitely the worthy to watch. And Jordan Peele's that never fails. So and I'm kind of interested to see what his next movie is gonna be. So I'm kind of interested in what he's gonna do there. So that's gonna be very interesting. Um, so we got all the main topics out of the way. So let's get into all the updated news that I got for you guys. So starting off with Sylvester Stallone voices his frustration that he holds no ownership to the Rocky franchise, and this is what Stallone had to say about it. Also, after irony controlling Rocky for over 47 years, and now Creed, I really would like to have at least a little what's left of my rights back before passing on to only your children. I believe that would be a fair gesture from this 93-year-old gentleman. This is a painful subject that eats my soul. I want to leave something of Rocky for my children. So I'm on Sylvester Stallone's side here, so I kind of understand where he's coming from because he is the Rocky franchise. If it is, but now that the whole Rocky and Creed franchise is an MGM property, which is now owned by Amazon, so I would say yeah, let us Sylvester Stallone get it like at least like 50% ownership to Rocky. You understand? So like I said, he is the Rocky franchise. So I don't know what's gonna happen there, but I'm on Sylvester Stallone's side because when you think of Sylvester Stallone, like you're gonna think of him as Rocky, okay? So when you think of Sylvester Stallone, so but moving on from that, Bob Iger's biggest regret is Bob Chapek claims report, and this is what NYP has to say about this. Disney boss Bob Iger is still reporting unhappy about the way the Mouse House handled his exit and considered naming current CEO Bob Chapek his successor as one of his worst business decisions. Iger, who stepped down as Disney CEO in early 2020, just before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, came to regret his decision as the scope of the challenge facing the company became clear, according to the report. Iger quickly stifled at Chapek's leadership style and reportedly found his successor to be a novice in responding to talent's management concerns and policy adjustment disputes. Iger also purportedly viewed Chapek as an irony and uninterested in other people's opinions. Now, part of me says, "Oh, I wish Iger could come back as CEO," but part of me says, "I want him to come back and try to help out Chapek, see like what everything that's going on, try to fix some certain things like what is going on here, like." What have you done that's like not working here, and how we can fix this? You know, like something like that. To be Chapek's right shoulder person, or left shoulder, wherever you want to go on this. To be his right hand man, and to help out things where that's not going right, that needs to be fixed and stuff like that. So that's why I feel that Bob Iger could come out and help out Chapek with everything that's going on with Disney right now. But moving on, Chris Pratt won't play the next Indiana Jones out of respect for Ford. And this is what IndieWire has to say. I don't know who Steven Spielberg is. Who? Steven who? Pratt to Joe on the podcast before saying, no, aren't they doing Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford? All I know is that I once saw a quote from Harrison Ford, and I don't even know that it is really him because it was enough to scare me. That's was like, when I die, Indiana Jones dies. And I'm like, am I going to get hunted by a ghost of Harrison Ford one day when he dies if I play? Ford had recently turned 80. Previously said on the Today Show in 2019 that the kind of adventure character begins and ends soulfully in his performance. Don't you get it? I'm Indiana Jones, Ford said at the time. When I'm gone, he's gone. It's easy. So, I kind of agree with Harrison Ford because, like, I don't see nobody else playing Indiana Jones but him. But I see why they gone to pick Chris Pratt because he's kind of like similar to Harrison Ford when he was at his young age. But I feel like this is too soon to even think about having somebody to or even think about doing a reboot of Indiana Jones. Or like, yeah, just take it slow. Like, let Harrison Ford have this moment. Like, give him about another 5 or 10 years or something like that. Don't rush anything to do that because you don't want to like ruin the legacy of Indiana Jones or ruin everything that Harrison Ford had put into like to the character. Just like take your time and don't try to rush everything. So I'm glad Chris Pratt did not want to do Indiana Jones right now out of respect for Harrison Ford. I kind of agree with everything that he said. So so that yeah, let it slow down a bit. So let him do like stuff, other projects. You know what I'm saying? So moving on, Monsters is getting dumped onto Netflix. So this is what Screen Rant has reported. It would suggest that Universal was scouting a September theatrical release window for the movie. On Monday, Zombie took to Instagram to announce that the Monsters will be available to stream on Netflix. It's not clear if there was always the plan to commission a movie for streaming release, or if it was a harsh reaction to the Monsters trailer that caused a change of plan. Perhaps fans were expecting something different from the movie than what it was shown in the trailer. But not much can be done now to save for superior the visual quality. The response for the Monster is not a good sign for its future. Hopefully the streaming availability will earn the movie the audience it deserves. So let's see what it does on Netflix. Hopefully it gets like good reviews. But moving on, Netflix is facing a potential catastrophic day. This is what the Wrap had to say. Hollywood is bracing for impact. Netflix's financial results on Tuesday could become a defining moment for the entertainment industry's multi-million-dollar streaming arms race. The streaming giant reports its first quarterly subscriber loss in more than a decade in April, and warned that about 2 million more global customers to go. The reaction was swift, with Netflix's stock carrying 70% this year to wipe out billions of dollars in market value and unleashing a wave of fear that studios might need to reconsider project streaming over legacy businesses like television and theaters. This could be the kind of end of days biological hectic. It's such a moment if you are Bob Chapek, Bob Baker, or David Zaslav. One analyst that covers the major studios that the rap there is not one meeting or lunch happening in Hollywood over the next few days is not a wall of worry. So, I don't even know what to think about it. So, again, we are in the streaming wars. So, people might lose their subscribers. People might gain some subscribers based on the content that's going on right now. So, let's hope Netflix gets some more better news from for what's going on right now. But moving on, Dune Part 2 starts filming, and this is what we have known so far from the sequel, and this is what Variety has to say. The official Dune Part 2 synopsis from Warner Brothers and Legendary reads: this follow-up film will explore the mythic journey of Paul Idris as he unites with Sean and the Frenchman while the warpath of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family, facing a choice between love of his life and the fate of the known universe. He endeavors to prevent a terrible future that only he can foresee. So I can't wait for Dune Part 2, and it's gonna be exciting, and hopefully it's as good or better than the first one. So, moving on. Netflix loses 1 million subscribers before he was expected. Oh my goodness. So this is what CNN had to say about this. Netflix reported Tuesday that it has lost 970,000 subscribers in the second quarter of 2022. The numbers are low, far low than its own forecasters, who has projected that the streaming giant would lose 2 million subscribers. The company also said that it would add another 1 million subscriber in the third quarter. A number was slightly lower than the Wall Street expected, but investors were clearly happy with the results, and Netflix's share jumped as much as 8% on Tuesday in after-hours trading, after its closing in April, and it lost 200,000 subscribers, leading a step drop in its share price. All eyes were on Netflix Tuesday in the Wall Street Journal. Hollywood and the media were at the hyper-focus on its subscription numbers. The company shares the drop rapidly during the nightmare year. So, again, like I said, hopefully Netflix get that better results. Moving on, Netflix adds supporter plan will not include all their content. This is what MBS Business had to say. Today, the vast majority of what people watch on Netflix, we can include the ad-supported tier. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos said, there are some things that we are in conversation about with the studios on. If we launch the product today, the members would in the ad tier will have a great experience. We are clear some additional content, but clearly not most all of it. We don't think it's majority holdback to the business. So again, moving on from Netflix, and so we just talked about Nope in our movie review. So let's see how much Nope can make in its opening weekend. So after a breakout considerable and commercial success of Get Out, which was open in 33 million and tap out in marginally 170 million domestically, Peele electrified the box office again with 2019's Us, which smashed the expectation at debut as 70 million and ended its North American run with an impressive 175 million. Put simply, the moviegoers won wherever Peele is setting. So hopefully we get some more news on that and see how much Nope makes out of this weekend. So in the next episode, not this one, but next week's episode, hopefully we get some more news on how much Nope that made in the box office for this weekend. So moving on. Mortal Kombat 2 sees director returning, and this is what Deadline had to say. After the most recent Mortal Kombat pit overachieved at the box office, New Line is ready to get back into the arena on a sequel. Sources tell Deadline that Simon McHugh is set to return as director for the follow-up of the 2021 action-adventure hit Mortal Kombat, was McHugh's first theatrical debut and was recently released simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max during the pandemic in April 2021. The feature opened #1 in the box office and ranks amongst the top feature titles ever on HBO Max since the platform launch. It was some point to Fast 9 or Quiet Place 2 as the pitch lead crowds back to theaters post-pandemic. Mortal Kombat was one of the early features to take a crack into engaging audience interest in returning to the theaters. As a result, surprised many. So, I cannot wait for Mortal Kombat 2, and hopefully we'll get to see who's playing Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 2. And then lastly for today, well, actually, we didn't actually see Henry Cavill at Comic-Con. So there was actually a report that Henry Cavill was supposed to return as Superman, but he never really was there. And then we'll explain that in the next episode when we go over the Comic-Con with Daniel Martin in the next episode. But other than that, guys, I think that's everything that we touched on so far. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new episodes are uploaded. And post your comments below everything that was discussed. And if you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, don't forget to follow me there. And then go to the YouTube link in the description below and post your comments there. But other than that, this is Trico, and I'm signing off. And I will see y'all later on. Peace.